Okay, I'm here. So super excited to be here. Let me get my camera angle right for you guys today. So I'm super excited. There we go. That's pretty good. Super excited to be here. Okay, I'm back. I'm excited to be here for Julie's spring break. So here's the thing. It's a nasty day here in Tennessee. When I decided to do spring break, it was a cold day in Tennessee. So now we have a semi-cold day, a rainy day, a dreary day, and the perfect day to do Julie's spring break stamping. So I'm super excited about it. Let me tell you how it's going to work. So Julie's spring break stamping, you know what? I could make it a really long title. Let's do that. Julie's spring break stamping with Stampin' Shy with Julie Salva. That's a good one. Anyway, 3 days. Today, hey Chris, today, tomorrow, and Friday. 3 o'clock Central Time. I am going to come on here live, free online class. All the projects are going to deal with spring break, vacation, getaway, any of those things. Now, I'm not going to lie. Hello, Pam Moore. Some of them could be a stretch, but we've stretched before. It's not going to be a problem, right? Hey, Wanda. So what we're going to be doing is making these projects. I'm going to do 2 projects every day. Be a total of 6 projects over the course of the 3 days. If you decide that you want to place an order, if you're not a demonstrator or if you are not working with a demonstrator. If you are working with a demonstrator, you should 100% order from them. But if you're not, if you want to place an order using the host code I'm going to give you, I am going to send you the supplies for all 6 products or projects. With a $35 order, with a $50 order, I'm going to send you the supplies for all 6 projects and some gems. So if you want to do that, you can. If not, just enjoy the stamping projects we're going to do for the next several days. You'll have until Monday to place those orders if you want to. And that's all I'm going to say about ordering right now. So I have 2 great projects for you today. I'm super excited about them. I hope that you will be. I kind of went out of my box a little bit. Now, you guys know, like, I pride myself on doing things that are quick, easy, and cute. These are quick-ish, easy-ish, and cute. So I figure we can work with that, right? So I am going to, without further ado, jump in. Now listen, y'all, you know I am not one of those fancy tech people. Like I don't know how to have my picture and my camera and my screen and comments. I don't know how to do all that stuff. But I think you guys like me anyway. I think you'll forgive me on that. So I'm going to kind of try. I've got my computer over here. And I think that as long as I keep hitting refresh, maybe I can see some comments and answer them. If not, when we're done, I'll go back to the comments. But I'm going to take my camera, I'm going to pull it down, get everything situated here. Okay, and here we go. Now, if you are prone to nausea, just turn your head, okay? Hi, Kathy. All right, moving this up here, get that camera down more. Let me see. I would like to get my breast out of the picture and keep my hands in. So I think I'm pretty good. I think I know like the area to work in. I think we're going to be good. Okay, then let's get started. So the first project that I'm going to do, so we're talking about spring. And I think you guys have told me before that you like to see the project first. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the project first. But we're talking about spring. When we talk about spring, we have to think of flowers, right? Spring break, we got to think of flowers. So here is the first project. Now, I have gone back in the vault a little bit, and I have pulled out a stamp set that came out I'm going to say last May when the annual catalog came out. And it is the Hues of Happiness stamp set. Now, why am I showing it to you right now? Well, there's a couple reasons. One, it's just so pretty. 2, the paper is on low inventory. So I wanted to remind you it was there in case you liked it. 3, it's got a really cute, fun fold with it. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So this is actually pretty easy. 4, there's some great features that I want to show you with this stamp set. So if you're ready, I'm going to put this aside. And we're going to get started. Now, the first thing that I want you to see, and I told you I'm going to put it aside, and of course, now I'm going to bring it right back. First thing I want you to see is this flower, okay? Let's be clear. J. Sal, that's my nickname. I just made it up, but it sounds good. J. Sal did not stamp this flower. This flower came out of the paper. Now, J. Sal also did not fussy cut this flower because she is not a good fussy cutter. Let me show you. This paper has some designs that you can use with the matching dies to cut out the flowers. So you've got the gorgeous grape here. You've got Highland Heather here. You've got fresh freesia down here. You've got pool party here. You've got some coastal cabana. Now that's the edge of it. I've already used that. You've got some coastal cabana there. So, I mean, that's a pretty cool feature, right? So you're going to actually see that in action today, but I wanted you to see that paper. So here's what we've got. First of all, I will put all of these dimensions in the comment section, or actually in the description of the post. So you'll have them all. Okay. This is a base of one that I did. This was actually with our Creating for Christ retreat. And this was one of the cards that we did. So you can see I just took this card, changed it up to make this card. And that's what I love doing. And that is really where the easy comes in. So I have, and I'll put this one aside for now. I have my base, which is just 5.5 by 4.25. I have a white mat, which is 4 by 5.25. We're just going down 1/4 inches. I am not your 1/8 of an inch girl. 1/8 of an inch, it gets me confused. And then we have our designer series paper, which is gorgeous. I love this piece of paper. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. So that's easy. Now, the dimensions for your vellum piece. And I want you to notice this vellum. Let me see if I can get you to see it here. This vellum is a patterned vellum. Yeah, you can see it right there. This is a patterned vellum, and it's called, let me see, I have it right here. It is called the Vellum Basics Specialty Designer Paper. So the vellum comes in 3 patterns. This one is kind of a leaf. It comes in some diagonal stripes, and it comes in some dots. Really doesn't matter which one you use. I used the leaf here. Well, I used it on the other one too, so that must be what I had. So let's get going, because I want to show you how to fold this vellum. So I have cut the vellum already to 9 3/4 length by 4. 9 3/4 by 4. Then you're going to have to do some scoring. So you're going to get your scoring apparatus, whatever you use, and you're going to score. You are going to score at the following dimensions. And I know I wrote them down, so I will find them quickly. You are going to score at, guess what I'm doing, you guys? I am actually digging through my trash to see where I wrote down those dimensions, because I'm that kind of demonstrator. Hold on a minute. See what happens when I try to be organized? All of these things. Well, I don't see it. I think I remember, though. Yeah, I think I remember. Okay, we're going to score at the following dimensions. Is it there? Is it there? Yeah, I found it in the trash. 3 1/4. All right. So 3 1/4. And remember what I've told you. I always mark my scoring blade with an X. Now, because this is vellum, now it's specialty vellum, so it's a little thicker. You want to use a light touch, but you also want to go over it easy or several times, or else it's going to be difficult to fold. So I just scored it right there at 3 1/4. And now I'm going to score it at 6 1/2. Again, these measurements will be in the post description, so you'll know. But 3 1/4, 6 1/2. That's where I'm scoring. Okay, I can move this aside. So if you look, you can see there's a very faint line there where I've scored both of them. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold one back, and totally need the bone folder for this. Let me grab my bone folder, because even with the score line, it gets a little tricky. You'll see it when you do it. It feels a little weird. So I've got my bone folder. Folding one up, and then I'm folding the other in the opposite direction. You'll see what I'm talking about here when I do this. So what we kind of have here is, if you'll look, a mountain, a valley, a valley, a mountain, a mountain, a valley. Valley goes this way, mountain goes up. You want to remember those terms because you're going to need them for the next card that we do. Okay? So I've gone and folded this. I'm going to set this aside, and I'll pull out the other pieces that I have ready, and I'll go on and put these base pieces together. I already showed them to you, but just for the sake of you seeing how the whole card goes together, I'm going to go on and put them together. So I've got my Stampin' Seal. You know, until I learned to kind of pick up my Stampin' Seal at the end after I ran a line, it really gave me problems. I don't know if it does the same for you, but now that I know how to do it, and I'll show you what I'm talking about again, I really like it. You guys, isn't that pretty? But look at that back. Oh my gosh, that is stunning. Let's have a minute for the back side. I love that. You know, it's funny. I think of the backside, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember records, and how records, you'd have your A side and your B side, and you'd always want the A side. That's why you'd buy the record, and then the B side had the songs that were not as popular. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. Okay, so all that's put together. Now, remember I told you about this vellum piece? I'm going to take this vellum piece, and I'm going to lay it on here. Now, it's facing me right now. Okay, I'm going to lay it on here, so when I pick it up, this part comes up toward me, and it opens like that, okay? So this part comes up, and it opens like that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my adhesive, and I'm going to put a little bit in the center part of the vellum, okay? And the center part of the vellum, don't put it all outside, because you don't want people to see it. The center part's going to be fine. And just put that on there, just like that, okay? Now, and again, more measurements, but they're going to be included in the post description. I've got 2 pieces of Pool Party that I have cut. I can measure them right here to 3 1/4 by 2 1/4, okay? And then 2 pieces of white that I've cut to 2 3/4 by 1 3/4. Now, right now, if you're thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, these measurements are giving me a headache. Well, you clearly are somebody that might want the kit of pre-cut paper coming your way, because that's the cool part of it. All right, I'm going to mat one of these onto the Pool Party, and this is going to be my sentiment. This is where I can write. All right, clearly you cannot write a novel on this, okay? You can't do it. You can write a little something. If you wanted to write a novel, though, you could put a piece of white on the back and write it there, all right? This is going to go right here. See that adhesive showing through that I said you don't want that to happen? You know what? It's not going to be a problem, because look, we're going to adhere that right there over that adhesive. So here goes this. I'll center it in there. Yo, that's so cute. This is just the cutest card. I'm not done, okay? So don't freak out about that. This piece of Pool Party is going to go behind this vellum, okay? And it's going to go on this. I want you to see. It's going to go right here, all right? So I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive, again, on the inside part. And I want this to where it lays even with this piece right here. So I can just lay that down on top of it there. And then, ta-da. So see, I've got that, and it opens up like that. All right. Are you following me here? All right. Guess what? It's time to stamp. It is time to stamp. So this other little piece of white, we're going to stamp the sentiment on it. Now, the sentiment that I'm going to use is from the Happiness Abound stamp set. This stamp set is designed to coordinate with the paper. I don't know if this stamp set will be continued in the new catalog or not, but I would guess that the paper will not. Most times, and in fact, I can't think in 20 years, I can't think of a single time that the paper is carried over. Maybe a pattern is carried over in different colors. That's the only thing, and even that is rare. But Happiness Abound stamp set, designed to coordinate with the paper. I'm going to pull out the You Are Wonderful in Every Way stamp. Okay? And I've got my dies in here. Look how organized that is. I've got my magnet sheet and my dies that match it. I can assure you that Julie did not plan this organizational tip. This was somebody who came along and said, oh my gosh, your stuff is so unorganized, let me fix it. And that person would be Becky. So anyway, I've got my stamp, You Are Wonderful in Every Way. Because this is photopolymer, I am going to use my Stampin' Foam mat. I just think, in fact, I don't think, I know, you get a better image when you do that. If you don't have a Stampin' Foam mat, you guys, 2 things, okay? A, you can use a mouse pad if you want to, and that'll do the same thing. But B, for $5, you can get your Stampin' Foam mat, and it is well worth it. In fact, I don't know if any of you guys have one, but if you don't, you should, okay? So I'm going to use now on this one, on the sample I made, I used Pool Party and I liked it. But I think on this one, when I use Night and Navy, I think I might like it a little bit darker. And I can do Night and Navy because that's the base color anyway of, oh my gosh, you guys look at that. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I stamp and I do something well and I stamp it right, I'm just so proud of myself. I just want to pause for a minute and look at it. Let's do that. Let's just pause for a minute and look at it. Okay, we're done. All right, so there's my sentiment there. I'm going to set this aside. Now it's time to add that big flower on here. So I have cut out a flower. It's using the Melon Mambo, kind of cut out a Melon Mambo flower, and I liked that. I thought it provided some nice, just a little bit different with the card. So I'm going to take the die that matches it. I'm going to grab my little mini boss. Okay, my mini boss. This is where we're going to have to hear the loud noise. I've done some of this ahead of time, but not all of it. Okay, this is a tip that I learned. We're going to see if it works. I've heard the tip. I've never tried the tip. So it makes perfect sense that I would try the tip live. If you have had problems with your mini boss grabbing your base plates and whatnot, this is what I heard. They said, take the base plate, put the clear acrylic plate a little bit below it. Okay, see how I've done that? A little bit below it. Then you'll put your image. Okay, and I'm going to scoot this over so I can start laying it down. Let me move that so you can see it. Okay. So there, look at that. Look, I'm like a cameraman. So I got my image there. Now I'm going to get my die that is designed to fit around my image. Now you guys, listen, you're going to have to play a little bit of Catch Me When You Can, or if you can with this die. Trust me when I tell you it fits around the image, and I can assure you that there are Stampin' people far smarter than me, hear me now on this, who know exactly how to line it up. The method that I advocate for lining it up is as follows. Keep turning the die until it matches. And look at there, now it matches. You see? So my method works. I don't have to be as smart as the people who know exactly how to do it, because my method works too, right? So here's a little thing. This is not a magnetic base. If you wanted to, you had some washi tape, you could do that to hold it down. So I have laid down my cutting mat, number one. I've laid number two down, the die plate, a little bit off center with it, and then I'm going to lay this on top even with the number one before, okay? I think it slid a little bit, but that's okay. All right, look at there. Look at there. It is running straight through with zero issues whatsoever. That's a good tip. I'm going to show it to you again. I learned it from a girl named Heidi. She's on Instagram. Have you guys seen her? Really, really talented girl. I don't know her last name, but Heidi on Instagram. Anyway, let me show you this one more time. So you take your number one plate, take your number two, lay it a little bit below the number one. Put your die and your paper on, and then take your second number two plate, and then put that flush with the number one, and it'll work. We just saw it. We know it will. It did slide a little bit on my flower there, but that's okay. Now, I want some leaves, so let me tell you what I've done. The dies come with leaves. And the paper also has leaves that you can use the dies if you want to, and you can cut out the leaves. Unfortunately, I've used them all. So I have taken my dies, and I know I had one more that came out here somewhere. Well, I'm not going to worry about it. And I've taken some Granny Apple Green cardstock. I ran it through an embossing folder just to give it some texture. And I'm going to actually go through with this leaf. And I'll probably go through it twice because my other leaf die, it's here on the table somewhere, but I know you guys don't want to watch me looking for it. So I'll move that camera back over. And I'll put that die down. Let me just glance right quick and see if I can find it real quick. You know what? I'm going to go with this one. I think that's going to work just fine. That actually, I think, is the die. There you go. All right, so I've got my two dies here for my leaves. Like I said, I ran that scrap through an embossing folder because I just wanted it to have a little dimension. And you'll see when I show you that initial card that I made. Those leaves don't have dimension, and that's kind of the thing that made me want it. So here are some leaves using the dies that come with that bundle, which again, I love when everything coordinates. And you can see that texture, I think, is going to really add. So let's put everything together now. So I've got my sentiment. I've got my flower. Oh, you guys, it's just so pretty. I'm going to go on and adhere my flowers. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive here. And again, let's give a shout out to the backside because it's gorgeous too. I mean, it's just Stampin' Up! Does such a great job with that. Got that leaf or those flowers there. Now I'm going to stick the leaves in. So you notice I didn't push that flower down real hard because I want to be able to kind of pick it up a little bit and just kind of stick the leaves in so that the leaf can go kind of underneath that flower there. I think that looks best. Y'all, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty. All right, let's put it on the card. We're almost done. So I'm gonna bring the card back. Remember that way back long ago? I'm gonna attach this using dimensionals. At my team meeting last night, one of the team members that I have, Monica, who is amazing, she did some demonstrations, and which, by the way, you should be part of my team if you're not part of a team. And she put dimensionals all over, and I decided I'm gonna be like Monica. I'm gonna just put dimensionals all over because it'll hold it down well. Okay, got this. This is gonna go here centered to where that pool party little faint background there will show through. You guys. Never adhere firmly first. Always leave yourself that minute or two so you can move things around. Look at that. Look at that. And I do like the navy. I really do. One more thing I got to do. I'm going to get my Take a Pick tool, which is in my little bag down here. I told you I keep my bag right close to me because I don't have a ton of room on my desk. It's not a big desk. So my Take a Pick tool is in here. Now, just because I have the bag here, here it is, doesn't mean the bag is organized well. Take a pick. And I am going to put some pretties on here. Some little sparkles here. So I'll put one there. And, where do I want to put these? I think I'm going to put them down here. One there. One there. I like to put them in groups of 3. And ta-da! You guys, there you go. You are wonderful in every way. And then there's your place to write your little sentiment. Isn't that cute? Isn't that, and easy too. So I hope that you guys like this card. Now, I've got another one I want to show you. But again, so you've got that with the navy. You've got the same card, almost the exact same colors. But see what I'm talking about here with the leaves? How when they didn't have dimension, they just, I don't know, they just weren't as good. Thank you, Wanda and Angela. And oh, you guys saying it's beautiful stuff. Voila, Kathy, voila. Exactly. But see, I do like the navy better. I think the navy looks better. And then again, the same style. Although I will show you one thing that's different. I actually did this one as a regular card base. The same style of card using the Greatest Journey stamp set. That's what we used in Creating for Christ. Same style card. So there you go. So that is card number 1 of our spring break journey. Now, I hope that you enjoyed that because that was the easy one. Now, I'm going to put all these things, clear them out of the way, except my basic tools. Do you guys like these gems? I love them. These may be the gems that you get for the $50 order if they're still in stock. Because I really like them and I think they're versatile. They've got white, Highland Heather. This color could be anything. I mean, it can go with Mambo or any number of things. And then a nice purple. They'll be gorgeous. Great for sure. So, all right. I put that aside. Now, drum roll, please, for this next card. So if you guys are kind of proud, and I'm going to bring the camera up for a second. If you guys have kind of been prowling around the Stampin' world, okay, you might have heard this new fold. And I think Susan Campfield invented it. I think she did. That's where I learned it from, okay? But I think she did because she said she named it. So, I mean, my guess is if you name something, you've invented it. Y'all, get ready. It's a spring break. It's called a Seagull Card. A Seagull Card, like a seagull. S-E-A-G-U-L-L, like the seagulls. Okay, that's a harder word than I thought it would be to say. A seagull that flies. It's called a Seagull Card, and that's spring breaky because when it opens up, she said it kind of looks like the seagull wings. But here's the really cool thing about it. Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to bring the camera back down now. Okay. With this card here, okay, good. With this card, when it folds up like so, it fits inside an envelope. But when the person receives it, they can set it up like so on their desk. It displays. I mean, you guys, that's pretty snazzy. So I am going to teach you how to make a seagull card. Now, let's be clear on this. I just learned how to make it today. And I think I can make it for you. But if anyone is ever like, I'm nervous to do Facebook Lives, well, I think that this is living proof that you can do it, because I think I'm going to teach you how to do it. And I've made exactly one in my whole entire life. So I feel pretty good about it. Okay. Are you ready? Say your prayers right now. We're going for it. Okay. So here's what you need. You are going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. I've chosen Gorgeous Grape because within this Enjoy the Journey designer series paper, oh my gosh, you guys, this is just a little bit of it. You can see you've got that green, beautiful green. You've got, it goes up into a gorgeous teal. You've got some of that gorgeous grape up at the top, and it has so many other colors. This is actually the set that I've been working with, the different papers I've been working with. So you can, I mean, there's the oranges and the mambos. I mean, just gorgeous, gorgeous colors. So whatever color you chose to work with, you would just want your cardstock to match that. You could use white if you wanted to. Now, Susan said she did not use the ultra thick white because it would make it too thick. Okay, so I've got Gorgeous Grape, 2 pieces of cardstock. I have cut them to 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. Okay, the other pieces of cardstock that I'm using is just one more, really. It is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So it's a 4 1/4 square. All right. So this is what I'm using right now. Now, when the time comes to decorate and accent, I've got pieces of DSP that we'll choose. But before we can do the fun stuff, we got to do the hard stuff. So I hope you're ready. All right. Now, remember, Julie makes quick, cute, and fun cards. I told you already, do not come at me on this. I told you quick-ish, fun-ish, easy-ish. Okay. All right, Kathy, you said I got this, girl. I believe you. I do believe you. So I've got my scoring tool here. I am going to score both of these pieces of cardstock. Remember, 8 1/4 by 4 1/4. I'm going to score them at 2 1/4. You can use a little bit of a firmer touch on cardstock because it's thicker. 4. And I need to open my arm up there. 6 1/4. Just so you know, 6 1/4 goes right there to the edge. Just so you know that. I think this is working okay with my computer over here. I can kind of see y'all's comments. Okay, so there's one. I'm gonna do the other one. Okay, again, those scoring dimensions, and these will be posted in the description of this video here, are 2 1/4. 4 and 6 1/4. Now, you might be asking, Julie, if I place that order because I want to get all these pre-cut pieces, are you going to have a written tutorial to go with it? That answer is no, I am not. But you have this video and you will have all the dimensions, so you'll be able to do it. Okay. Now, this is what Susan did. She said that she took the, when you look at this, you can very faintly see that this section here is wider than this section here, okay? So she took the wide section, the wide end, and she folded that up in a mountain fold, Okay, do you guys remember I told you in the other card you needed to know mountain and valley? This is called a mountain fold because it looks like a mountain. The second score line is a valley. Now, right now you're thinking, oh, the third score line is a mountain. No, false. The third score line is also a valley. Okay, so bone folders are hugely important here, you guys. You need a nice crease. So I've told you that the foam pad for $5 is a purchase you must have. A bone folder is too, you guys. It's not the sexy one, you know, but it is so essential. So you've got a mountain fold, a valley fold, and a valley fold. Okay, so it looks like that. Are you following me here? Okay, mountain, valley, valley. Then guess what? We're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, this is the wider side. Mountain, valley, valley. Okay. Use my bone folder again. Have I ever told you guys the story of the bone folder? So my friend, okay, now listen, and she will not care. My friend, I won't tell you her name, but it rhymes with ham. And she was new to stamping, and she came to a class I had. So I sent out some descriptions of what you need. And one of the things I said I want you to bring is a bone folder. So she comes in, and this is one of my very best friends in the whole world. And she is just the nicest person. And if you guys know my friend, whose name rhymes with ham, you know this. She came in, she had all the supplies, and then she looked at me and she said, I didn't know what you meant by a bone folder, so I just brought this one. Y'all, she had brought a manila folder, like you put papers in. You know, she thought when I said a bone folder that I meant like a manila folder. We have laughed about that and laughed about that. It has been the best thing. So anyway, all right. So this is where we are right now. Now here's what's going to happen here. Okay. These things, and I'm kind of flipping it over here. Okay. These two sides, all right, the wider sides are going to attach here. Now let me hold it up to make sure I'm right on this. Actually, hold on. And we're gonna be fine. We're gonna attach the two sides. I'm pretty sure it's the widest edge goes on the outside. Okay, so it is the inner part. Okay, the narrower ones that are going to be attached here. Now, right now, you might be thinking, let me repeat that for you, okay? The wider section here, all right? And by wider section, I mean that from the edge to the score line is wider than this side from the edge to the score line, okay? So these two wider sections go on the outside. On the inside, these are going to attach. Now, how are they going to attach? Are we going to have to put glue right down here? Because that appears to be a challenge I'm not ready for. No, that is not what we're going to do. We are going to bring in this 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece, okay? It is going to be what holds this together. And I'm going to show you now how we're going to do it. So, you want your liquid glue. Now, this is the Tombow liquid glue. Now, the Tombow glue and I have had a conversation today because I tend to have a heavy hand with the Tombow glue. I do not do well with it sometimes. And so when it comes out, you put too much out, it just makes a horrific mess. And you don't want that. So I have told the Tombow glue to behave. I've also brought out yet another Stampin' Up! Purchase that is not a fun purchase, but such a necessary purchase. Just a silicone mat. And the reason that you have this is it protects your surface from getting glue all over it. So I'm going to open up my glue. Tombow glue, be a listener. I need you to do the job that you are here to do. And I'm going to put glue on the inside of this panel here. Okay? So not a heavy hand, not a heavy hand. I think that's pretty solid. I think that's pretty good. I'm going to take this piece here, this 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and I am going to lay it flat on this fold, okay? Getting it even with the top and the bottom edge here, all right? I'm going to push it down. You can use your bone folder if you want it to get down the really nice crease, okay? And I think, oh my gosh, I did it exactly right. I did it exactly right. All right. Now you can kind of guess that this one is going to attach here. Now the easiest way to do this is to go in this section here This is the section of the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 that does not have glue on it yet. Look, I'm getting cocky now with the glue. I'm getting cocky. And take this piece and just lay it on top of it like that. Well. Okay. Again, lying flush here with one another, and even at the top and the bottom. Good news about Tombow glue is that you can kind of, I'm putting it away. It did a good job for me today. You can kind of maneuver it initially once you put it down. You guys, oh my gosh, I did it. I'm so excited. Look at here. Ta-da! We got it. We got it. And now we can see when we want it to fold in. Y'all, look. We got it. We did it. We did it. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's the step that's the hard part. Y'all, that wasn't hard at all. We did it. Look how good we did. Okay. I was saying with the Tombow glue, you can position a little if you need to. You got about 20 or 30 seconds. Y'all, we've done it. Now we get to decorate. This is the good part. So with our decorating, I have already cut a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece of DSP. I used the mountains on purpose because the stamp set that we're using, which is the Greatest Journey stamp set, you guys, it's got so many fun things. Again, remember spring break. People go to the mountains for spring break, but it's got adventures. It's got the moments. This is the moment of something great. You belong among the stars. I mean, there's so many neat things, and it all coordinates with that paper. I love this stamp set, these dies, and this paper. So with the coordinating paper, I will go on. This time I'm just going to use my snail. I cut it, again, the same, 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And I'm going to put the mountain piece. I cut that specifically because I wanted the mountain there. Okay. You guys, look at that. Y'all, I am so full of myself right now. I can't hardly stand it. I cannot hardly stand it. I'm going to mess up now. I'm going to mess up. Don't let me mess up, y'all. Keep me in your prayers. Okay. I'm going to take this other piece that coordinates, came out of the same set, so it coordinates. That's why our paper is so great, because it all coordinates. And I am going to cut the pieces for the other panels. Now, here are the dimensions for that, okay? Just so you know, the outer panels are going to be 4 1/4, which this is already 4 1/4, by 2. And I'll need 2 of those. 1/4 by 2. The inner panels are going to be 4 1/4 by 1 1/2. And I'm just using the opposite side of these stars. I'm going to need to get one more piece. I think I've got one right here I can pull. Oh, that's more green. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So another, no, that's more green too. That's not going to work. Here we go. Another 4 1/4 by 1 1/2. So I'll just go here. And again, the 1 1/2 here. Okay. All right. So now I have my coordinating pieces. All I've got to do now is adhere those in here. So I put the stars on this one. We're going to do it both ways. On this one, I put the stars on the inside. On the sample I'm making now, I cut the stars a little wider. So I'm going to put those on the outside. And we can decide what one we like better. But I like the stars because they bring in that darker color of the trees there. So I've got the stars there. And then I'll put just kind of the collage pattern here. Again, it's a little bit narrower. And then again, stars here. Yay! Wanda clapped. Kathy said, great job. I am a people pleaser, y'all. I am all about positive reinforcement. And this one in here. Okay. Good. All right. Look at here. Okay, that's pretty, I think. I think that looks nice. So the only thing I have left to do is just my sentiment. So I'm going to grab some white scraps. I've got a circle punch here, but you can use your circle dies if you don't have a circle punch. And I'm going to do just a very, very little bit of stamping. I'm going to take these trees here. I might, you know what? I think I already took them out. I did. So I've taken the trees. I'm going to do the trees in Highland Heather. And I am, come on, Highland Heather. Highland Heather has been opening. It's been weird. I'm going to stamp off with the Highland Heather. Now, stamp off means that I don't want it to go full strength. Okay. So I'm just going to stamp off on my mat. And then I'll go, make sure you guys can still see. Right here, I'm going to stamp these trees. Same pattern as the trees in the DSP. Good, Julie, very good. And then you'll notice I close my ink pads immediately. I've had too many times where my paper ends up in an ink pad and gets all messed up. I'm going to take the Mountains of Thanks sentiment again from the Greatest Journey stamp set. Ink it up in Gorgeous Grape and go right on top. Ta-da! There's our sentiment. Now, I wanted just a little something here of some sparkles. So, I grabbed some of this glitter shimmer paper. And the best punch in the world. You guys, if you don't have this punch, I don't know what to tell you. I've told you and told you and told you to get this punch. The same way I've told you and told you and told you to get the ink colors that are retiring if you like them along with the refills. So you will either be a listener or you will not. But this punch is called Bow. B-O-U-G-H. Bow. I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. And I am punching, and I have these two accents here. Okay. A leaf and, I don't know, a little floral kind of thing. Grab my dimensionals. We are so almost done. I'm going to put them on the back of my sentiment. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to use those dimensionals for double duty. I'm going to take this and kind of stick it on the dimensional so that that's what adheres it. And then I'm going to do the same thing with that. Okay, see? And now we will go to our mountain. I will put my sentiment right there. I will close it up because we have made a seagull card. You guys, happy spring break to us. We have made a seagull card. Look at what we have done. Thank you, Kathy. She said I did it and it looks fantastic. Oh, no, we want to do one more thing. Gotta get some gems on here. Back to my take a pick tool. Again, not a sexy tool, but so important. I'm going to grab, I think I'll put a big one here. I'm going with the Gorgeous Grape ones here. On the original sample, I used the Highland Heather. And y'all, these have 3 different sizes of gems too, which I kind of think is cool. One there. And ta-da! I'm bringing the camera up to gloat. I'm gloating. Is this my gloating face? I hope it is, because I am gloating to go, Julie. Okay, look. The Seagull card folds up, works inside an envelope. You can mail it just like a regular card. Boom. Thank you, Susan Campfield, for teaching all of us how to do this. So that's card number 1, or card number 2, actually, the way we did it. And then going back to show you the spring break card using the Hues of Happiness stamp set and the coordinating paper. We talked about how the flowers have dies that match it, and we talked about you can put your sentiment. If you don't want to write a novel, you can put that in there. So you guys, we did 2 fun folds for our spring break session today. Y'all, I am so impressed with us. I am so impressed with us. Thank you, Angela Bice. Go, Julie. I mean, we have done a great job. So here we go. here's what's going to happen, okay? You have enjoyed it, and that's what's going to happen. Tomorrow I'm going to be back. I'm going to have 2 more projects, and you're going to enjoy those too. Now, here's the thing about tomorrow. So I have an eye appointment at 9:30, and I'm going to dilate my eyes. I'm thinking by 3 I should be fine, but we do have the promise of perhaps some adventure with that. So I'm going to get the projects ready tonight, and then I'll be back Friday again. So again, at the end of these 3 days, you will have the opportunity to get the kit for all 6 projects. If there's something that you want to order it now, and just trust that the other 4 projects are going to be amazing. And I will put everything you need to know up in the comments. But you guys, I have had so much fun. I have had so much fun. And isn't that what spring break is about? So tomorrow we're back for 2 more spring break projects. All right? I'll see y'all soon. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you so much for leaving good comments. Share this if you want to. We will let all of the world see what we have done today. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.